Alrighty. I'm here with Kevin Jackson of The Black Sphere and also the author of The Big Black Lie. You're here supporting the Tea Party, Kevin?
Absolutely.
Okay, why is it that you support the Tea Party?
Well, for the same reason everybody else does, but the reason why I've really taken it upon myself to be a little more involved is I think a lot of times they think it's such a racist thing or whatever, and I'm like, I'm here, you know, no security, you know. I mean, I've been to hundreds of these things, and it's assault. These people are the salt of the earth. Everybody wants for America what we grew up with and the America that we know and love, and not what's happening right now.
Well, the America I grew up with had a lot of problems. You know, we were raging over busing, and there was a lot of racial issues going on in the schools. You know, I'm an older guy. You know, I'm in my mid-40s, and so this was during the 70s.
I'm 47.
Right, so you know what I'm talking about. When we were kids, it wasn't exactly, race relations weren't rosy. The economy was in the dumps. We had double-digit inflation. We had double-digit interest rates. So when you talk about going back, a lot of people say, you know, what is it that we're going back? What's the essence of what we're going back to?
The essence of what we're going back to is people believe in their individual freedoms. They believe that when you worked hard, you got rewarded for hard work.
Okay.
What you're talking about is going back to Jimmy Carter, you know, long lines for gas and inflation out through the roof. You were also talking about policies that Democrats implemented. These people out here, for the most part, are conservatives and Republicans who are the least racist people in the country. You want to look at the real racists? Go look at the left. These are the people that use language like light-skinned Negro and certain dialects and talk about black people going to get them coffee and things like this. These people are the most ingratiating group of Americans. I guarantee you, I could go up to talk to somebody and go have dinner with them tonight if I just say, hey, you guys, what are you doing for dinner? So if they're so prejudiced, I would really like to see it.
Oh, well, there's a booth over there that on the front of their t-shirts that says, yup, I'm a racist, and then on the back it says, you know, because I support the Constitution, because of this, because of that, and you don't have any issues with that at all.
I have zero issues with that. The idea that they're making fun of the idea that you're a racist when you believe in the fact that a document says all men are created equal, everybody should pursue life, liberty.
But is anyone really calling them racist for that? I mean,
yes, they are.
Who? For supporting the Constitution?
People are calling people racist because they're out here. For example, this group of people would tell you they're against health care. Jesse Jackson says, I can't be a black man if I support health care. He says, Harry Reid says that if you support health care, he harkens back to the days of slavery and the civil rights, lack of civil rights. That's racism. These people say, I don't like health care. They say you're a racist. You say, I don't like Obama's policies. They say you're a racist. Obama's policies are hurting this country.
What specific people? You're saying Harry Reid has called people racist?
Harry Reid specifically said if you are against health care, it's Republicans that are against health care, and it's like the days of the civil rights and the days of slavery. And he uses two policies that are Democrat policies.
But that's not saying that people are necessarily racist. What he's saying is that people...
What, you can't infer? Are you really going to try to make me believe that you're obtuse and can't infer that when he harkens back to civil rights and slavery, that he's not essentially pointing to the idea that these people are racist? That's just disingenuous. The fact of the matter is liberals, their policies are the most racist because they hurt blacks the most. Their policies have led blacks off a cliff. We lead negatively in every economic category. School graduations, college graduations, high school dropout rates, teenage pregnancy, housing ownership.
So how do we fix all that?
How we fix it is we first start saying to these folks, get educated, don't vote for a man because he's black, vote for his policies, vote for candidates who actually have your best interest in mind, like schools and school vouchers and things that really promote the good.
So you're for school vouchers rather than federal funding for schools?
Well, okay, schools are dropping out kids at the rate of 45%, are not graduating. Can you run a manufacturing company where 45% of your product is no good?
No, I guess what I'm saying is...
Who do you think is going to win the next national spelling bee? You think it's going to be a homeschool kid, or you think it's going to be a kid that comes from public school?
Is that an argument to take people out of the public system or to improve the public system?
It's an argument that says 100% of the money for schools goes to the public system, but only 70% of the kids are educated in it. Now that should tell you something right there. there.
Well, then how do we do that? I mean, do we change the funding from property tax?
What is a government run that's right? If the government were to take some of that money and encourage other school systems, the privatization of the school system, the same way they should be privatizing Social Security and other things, the same way FedEx and UPS runs the mail system. If you let me answer your question, you can ask me the next one. If you want to look at privatization, look at how FedEx and UPS compare to the United States Postal Service, who's looking at dropping another day, is billions of dollars in debt. Look at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Show me a government system that's not wrought with fraud and waste, and I'll tell you, yeah, let the government run it.
Okay, what about, you say privatize Social Security. If we'd have done that when President Bush took office, people would have lost everything because of private firms on Wall Street, wouldn't they?
No.
Really?
No, they
Come on
have.
now.
No, look, if you want to take a snap,
do you have a 401k?
If you want to take a snapshot of the stock system and say, oh, you would lose for this week, what would it be right now?
No. It's you would lose for over the 10-year period.
What would it have been? What would it have been for the first 6 months of Obama if you took it over that? Well, first of all, Bush wasn't president for 10 years. So your question is disingenuous there. If you're going to make an analogy, when he took office, 3 months after he took office, the stock market dropped to 7,000. When he left, at one point it got to 14,000. So he doubled it. When he left, it's still not back to the levels of where he left it. Now, answer that question. The stock market is not back to where Bush was when he left. Is it or isn't it?
The Dow Jones
is it or isn't it? It isn't. The stock market is lower right now than it was when Bush left. So under your analogy,
whose fault is that?
It's Obama's fault.
You're saying that that's Obama's fault?
Yeah.
Why? How does
because if you can't make jobs, if you can't build an economy, if you think that you're going to make the public sector as the way that you empower this nation, you're going to watch the stock market drop.
So
and that's exactly
you're saying
yes, I'm saying
it's Obama's fault after the Bush administration brought the economy to its knees.
He didn't. You know what brought the economy to its knees was people like Chris Dodd, Barney Frank, Barack Obama, John Kerry, Hillary Clinton, who received millions of dollars from the people that they're now going after. And you want to say, oh, that's Bush's fault. No, by the way, Bush had 6 years of a Democrat Congress that he had to work with.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
No, he didn't. That's a fact.
So you obviously don't know politics because yes, he did. He had 2 years of a Republican Congress and 6 years of Pelosi's Congress.
No, he didn't. That's just factually wrong.
I'm done.
You're wrong.
And it has to be now.